on a whole nother level on that. So can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Good morning. Welcome back to Mona's Take. I am your host, Mona Rose, and we are here to talk about Big Brother live feeds. I believe this will be day 8 or 9. I have to look at my computer when I upload it. How loads count. I probably should write that down. Alright. Let's do a recap. We have Devon's as the HOH. We currently have Melody, Lyric, and Jason on the block. Veto competition yesterday. Devon's won it. So he not only is HOH, but he won veto. And just a little side note, he's the first ever person to win individual immunity, head of household, and veto winner. He's the only survivor that's played that's done that so far. So that was cute. But anyway, it sounds like that Jason was second, that like he was really close to winning, but he stopped and turned around and looked at the puzzle to make sure that it was correct before he pressed his button. And that gave Devon's just enough time to hit the button. So Jason was ass kissing close to taking it, from what I can gather on there. Angela is in better spirits. Yesterday morning. She's got used to wearing the egg outfit. She's figuring out how to get around in it. So Lyric is in the hot tub room with Yash and Chuck, and they're talking, and she's telling Chuck and Yash that she would never put them on the block. She's like flirting, like just openly with Chuck and Camus and Yash, and it's like, it's just blatantly obvious what she's doing. She's trying to get their votes by using what good Lord gave her, I guess. More power to her, but it makes her look like a hoe, to be honest. She is, it is hard to watch her in any capacity that I don't want to strangle her. Seriously. She is, I don't even know how to describe her other than the fact that even the sight of her pisses me off. I wish she would go home, but there's a lot of them on there who always would go home, but especially Lyric. She's just awful. She tells everyone that she wishes that Devon's would take her off the block and put Rome up. They have a fake breakup last night, I guess. Like anybody's going to believe that. But she is like openly all over Camus and Chuck and Yash. Devon's is too old for her to try that shit. She tries to play the little girl act with him. But she, depending on who she's talking to, she's either using the fact that she's a female and a good-looking female, or the fact that she's got that baby voice and she can act like a kid, and with Angela and Devon's and Lala, like, you know, they're parent figures. Devon's called everybody up into the room separately yesterday and was asking them what they thought he should do with the veto. Camus says that they should keep Jason this week because he's already burnt so many bridges. Everybody's pissed off at him. Again, Lyric is trying to connect with all the guys. I've not seen her talk to any of the girls for more than a couple of minutes. But the guys, she's laying up on them, cuddling up with them. At one point, Chuck had laying in the hot tub room, and she's laying on him, and he's got his arms around her. And they're talking and cutting up with Yash, and then she's rolling over on Yash, and it's like, girl, do you have no dignity? Do you not know that your parents are watching this? If that was my daughter, I would reach through the screen and slap some sense into her in a heartbeat. I don't know. I just don't like that kind of gameplay. To me, it's disgusting. Haley's running the stairs yesterday before the backyard opened back up. She didn't want to do the bike, so they will run up the stairs. They'll do like 50 up and down the stairs. And she was doing that, and Rome was in the bathroom with Jason and some other people. And he's complaining about her doing the stairs, saying that the only reason she's doing that is for attention. He really hates Haley. And for those of you who are feeling sorry for Rome, I wouldn't. And I don't know what kind of edit CBS is going to give him, but he's probably the fakest player in that whole house. Like, honestly. That grin, that shit-eating grin that he gets, to me, is creepy. Just watch him sometimes. Some of the looks that he has is just screams creep. I got off the feeds for a little while because they were boring. They weren't really doing a whole lot. A bunch of them were in the hot tub room talking, and then the rest of them were in the living room on the couch talking about just life in general and dumb stuff. So I got off of the live feeds for a while yesterday. So when I came back on, they were still split up. And then in the hot tub room, there was Camus, Chuck, Rome, Drew, Josh, Melody, and Lyric. And in the living room, it was the rest of it. It was like the older players, I guess, were split up in one room. And the younger players were split up in another room. Just BSing. Lyric is really flirting it up. She comes in there and there's no room for her to get up in the bed. So Rome pulls his feet up and she sits there, but she lays down on Chuck and Yosh. Like, puts her legs over Yosh's legs and puts her arm over Chuck's legs. And it's just like, girl, you're going to cause a fight in there is what you're going to do. As soon as Rome left the room, she was all up on Chuck. Laying on him, hugging up on him, in his face, holding his hands. It just, she was all over him. Yosh was right there. But then when Yosh left, they even got closer. So they didn't do anything. But she wasn't far from it. She was all over him. And I'm thinking, Chuck, please don't fall for that shit. Please, please, please don't fall for that. So she's telling everybody that she thinks that Rome should go up and talk to Devins and ask Devins to use the veto on her and put him up since it's his fault that she's on the block. She done told everybody in the house this. So she goes to tell Rome this, and he says, absolutely not. I'm not talking to him. He said, until he comes to me and he needs something, I don't have anything to say to him. He said, if I do that, then he's just going to use it against me. He's going to tell the others, again, that I tried to take up for you and not them. And he's like, no. He tells her, you can have that combo, but I'm not going to. I'm not talking to Devins ever again. Like, he is really pissed at Devins. And Jason is really pissed at Devins. Even after they went on their little apology tour and told Devins they were okay and they understood and this and that and whatever. No, they don't understand. But what's funny is they would have both done the same thing to Devins. Like, if either one of those two had gotten head of household, I have no doubt that Angela, Devins, and Dee would have been up. Just from listening to everybody talk. And what's hilarious to me is Lyric actually thinks that she is a bigger target than Jason and Rome. Like, she wants off that block so bad. Because she's just sure that if she's up there, she's the one going home. I find that laughable. Like, she hasn't done anything in any of the competitions. So, and she, like I said, she's going around, she's flirting with the whole house and everything, and then she goes right back to Rome. And they're sucking face again. And then they have a fake breakup. Guys, really? I mean, these castmates, some of them are pretty vacuous, but they're not that dumb. Like, everybody knows there's no way those two just broke up. Lyric goes up to talk to Devins, and as soon as she gets in there, they got the damn feeds. Anytime any good game talk is going on, you can bet Skippy's going to touch it and switch it to something else. And they put the feeds on all the house guests in the living room talking. Like, last night, the two feeds that they had going, only showed a few of the house guests. Everybody else was outside, and none of the cameras were on outside. They were all in the house. Them just talking about nothing game related. And of course, they came back on right as Lyric's leaving the HOH room. Devin says he almost believes her and trusts her more than Melody. And he's considering taking her off of the block instead of Melody. And I'm like, Devins, please, no. No, 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 no. And I'll explain why when I get to a little bit further down. I'll explain my thoughts on that. Haley goes up to the HOH rooms, and Devins asks her what her thoughts are on who he should take off the block, and the feed's cut. And then they came back on, and Chuck's in the HOH room. I can't follow him sometimes. It's like Devin saying, what do you think I should do? And he starts talking about making amends with different people or whatever, and Devin's just like, no, it's not what we're talking about. What do you think I should do with the video? Oh, that. Well. And then he goes into the whole spiel about how he should take Lyric off because she's been flirting with him big time. And he flirts back in front of Rome just to get a rise out of Rome because he knows that it kills him in his soul to see her flirting with Chuck and Chuck flirting with her. So he's doing it on purpose to get a rise out of Rome. So Chuck says take Lyric off. Angela says to take Melody off. Dee says Lyric off. And if Rome comes back, then Jason goes home. Angela tells Devins that he needs to make a deal with Rome and tell Rome that he'll take Lyric off and put him up to save his girl. But if he somehow comes back from the blockbuster, then he has to give Devins 2 weeks of safety. That ain't going to work. No way Rome's going to believe anything that Devins has to say at this point. Rome tells Jason that Devins is going to try to make a deal with him as far as taking Lyric off and putting him on, which is what Angel and them have talked about in the HOH room already. But he says that that's not going to happen. He says, F that. F that. You don't break my trust. That's not something you can come back from. And I thought, what a hypocrite. Because haven't you been making an apology tour all over the house today? You betrayed those people. You lied to those people. You apologize to those people and you think everything should be all right. But oh no, you can't forgive Devins for it. I just thought that was very hypocritical. Jason is so jealous of Devins. I find it hysterical. He says it's the Devins show. Effing dollar store Adam Sandler. He's a drag queen. He wants to put on a wig so bad. He's a clown. He really is like so jealous and thinking that Devins is getting more screen time than he is. And it's all these one-sided beefs. Like Devins doesn't hate anybody in that house. I don't know that he even dislikes anybody in that house. He's playing the game. Jason is after him. Rome is after him. Mallory is after Dee. It's crazy. And they're young. But I think it stems from jealousy. And it's like, are you kidding me? Mallory is pissed at Barrett because he can't be friends with her and Dee because she hates Dee. So he's going to have to choose between those two. And she's talking all this big talk to Melody. And then Barrett comes in later last night and starts talking to her, and they sit there and have a conversation about where he's from and what it's like and where she's from and what it's like and all of this. And I'm thinking, where was that same energy you had earlier, how you were a badass and you were going to make him choose? I think she knows that she would lose that battle. Devins tells Camus, you're right, the girls can't hurt us. They can't win an HOH, so they shouldn't be worried about Melody or Lyric. Death, y'all. I'm not getting any sleep at all. I know the videos are getting later and later, but I'm staying up all night to watch this and then trying to get a few hours sleep. Oh, anyway, these are my thoughts on if I was HOH what I would do. So I have Lyric, Melody, and Jason on the block. I have the power of veto. I would take Melody down because you still have the showmance both on the block at the same time. Only one of them can win the blockbuster and come down. Send the other one home. If Rome wins the blockbuster and comes down, send Lyric home. If Lyric wins the blockbuster and comes down, send Rome home. Rome goes home whether he's sitting next to Lyric or Jason. If Rome's not there, I think Jason goes home. That's just my thoughts. All 4 of them are coming after Devon's anyway, so it doesn't make a damn which one he takes down. It doesn't matter if he takes Mallory down or Lyric down and puts Rome up. The 3 that stay in the house this week are all coming for him. And he knows that. And he told Angela, he's like, there's no deal to be made. Rome's not going to believe anything I say. It is what it is. So that's what I would do if I was in Devon's shoes. Oh, God. Then Jason this morning, he's already on a tear. He says Devon hates him because Devon sees that Jason's getting the spotlight and Devon doesn't like it. He wants the spotlight. The thing is, Devon doesn't give a damn. He's there to make good TV. He did the same thing on Survivor. He's already said, I'm probably not in this game for long term, so I'm going to have fun while I'm here and I'm going to shake shit up. That's what he does. That's his character. That's his brand. That's what he's always done. For those of you who have not watched him in Survivor, Devon's, this is him. Cause maximum amount of chaos to point direction anywhere other than yourself. And that's what he does. So if the tool shed, if none of them win HOH next week, somebody from that side's going home. Because everybody on the other side's going after either a combination of Devon's, Dee, and Angela, and Camu, Chuck, and Haley. So somebody from that side will go home. Drew and Barrett, they're in the best shape because they're, even though the other side of the house is mad, or Mallory's mad at Barrett because of Dee, they've pretty much been able to fly underneath the radar. Devon's coming back and telling his group everything. And I honestly think the crossovers are his chosen people. That is who he's protecting 100%. And I know people don't like it, and they say he's being a rat and all of this, but hey, Joseph did it, and you guys loved it. Everybody loved Joseph because he was so damn good looking, they didn't care. Remember when he went home from the backyard? Oh, everybody had a fit. But he was doing the same thing. He was playing both sides against the middle, just like Drew is. And he's doing a damn good job of it. I don't know her, but I love Rick Devon's wife. It is hilarious to me that she is responding to the littles when they are just tearing her husband a new asshole. Like they're talking behind Devon's back saying, Lyric said, I can't believe that it was him that put me up. I always thought it was to be a girl, not a grown-ass man. Blah, 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 and just talking shit about him. Well, Devon's wife responded on Twitter. And she said, number 1, yes, Rick is a grown-ass man. Oh, and that he should go home and take care of his family and all that. And she says, number 1, yes, Rick is a grown-ass man. Number 2, I totally understand you being angry. He messed up your game. I get it. 3, we aren't ready for him to come home yet. His family is helping take care of the kid. Helping me take care of the kids. Because that's another thing they say was he just needs to go home and take care of his kids. Or why isn't he at home taking care of his kids? Blah, blah, whatever. She says, number 4, he's playing hard because he's HOH. I just love her. I just love her. It's like she is watching the feeds. She's watching the show. And she's commenting on her Twitter. And her name is Becca Devons. So if you guys are looking to follow her on Twitter, she's on there. She's making a show. And then it comes to Jason. And he's telling Rome that Devons is jealous of Rome, the hot guy, because he has always been silly guy who can't get the hot girl. Like, have you seen his wife? want him to get out of the house and see Becca. She is gorgeous. Like, come on. And then he says it always reverts back to high school. Yeah, it does, because of petty freaking people like you. And Melody and Mallory and Rome and who I have forgotten. I'm sure I've forgotten somebody that's in that list over there. But Taylor is pretty much checked out. She's staying by herself a lot. Lala got on to the middle room people last night because they were keeping her up and she couldn't sleep. And that it was rude for them to be laying in their beds after 10 o'clock talking, because some people were trying to sleep. And they tried to explain to her that Angela has to be in her bed if she's in her nighttime costume. And so they came in there to talk to her because she wasn't ready to go to bed, but she wanted out of the punishment costume. Lala wasn't having it. She didn't care. She's mad. She's pissed. Rome says that he's getting annoyed watching Lyric flirt like she's doing. And he says whoever played the Lyric "Don't obstruct your microphone" in the backyard, that they just played that to irritate him because she was laying in the hammock with Camus. I think that's about it, guys. That's it from last night. I'm going to catch up today. I just found a new viewer. They did take down BB Viewer. You can watch the 4 screens and you can toggle the audio between the 2 screens, whichever one you're wanting to watch, and it makes it a lot easier. And it is called BB Companion. So if you download that, if you're watching the live feeds, it makes it a lot easier to leave it on 4 screens and be able to toggle back between the 2. So that's about it for today. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of tonight. I think that unless something drastically changes, I'm probably not going to put up a video tomorrow until after the renom, so we can see what happens. But I think as it stands right now, Melody is coming down and Rome is going up, and Rome is the target. If it's Rome and Jason, Rome's the target. If it's Jason and Lyric, Jason's the target. So if it's the 2 guys up there or one of the guys and the girls are staying. It'll be interesting to watch tonight's show to see how much of it they're going to show of the fight. I feel like tonight they're going to have the time capsule, they're going to have the HOH, and they usually have the nominations. So I don't know how they're going to fit all of that into one show. We'll see. They may do a cliffhanger for Wednesday night. But that's about all for today. You guys have a great Sunday. I'll see you back here tomorrow evening sometime. And as always, much love.